Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jonesy and welcome to another episode of Jonesy Comics. It's been quite a little bit. After I got back from Dallas, I had a pretty busy week, so a lot of my videos just consisted of, the podcast and then a recap of what we went through while we were in Dallas. But I'm back and I did a blog post yesterday and I plan on doing a regular schedule from now on so that you guys aren't missing any content. We'll just get right back into the groove. I don't know, I've been going into this thinking, like, trying to keep the mood positive and, bright and, hey, it's Jonesy, what's up? But I've got a little disappointment that I gotta share with you guys. And, if you disagree, that's awesome, actually. Please let me know how you feel about this by commenting. Just let me know how you feel. I've got a little bit of a burnout going. I finished up the DC Convergence event and I was, walking you guys through how to read it, which is fine. That's a good strategy to have, blah blah blah. But as I was reading it, I wasn't actually enjoying anything. It just didn't ring true to me, and didn't feel like the DC that I know and hope for and all this, that, and the other. And now you start to see some of the events spiraling out of the Convergence event. Now the New 52 label has been taken off the comics. We're no longer in the New 52. Now we're in the new whatever this is. Superman, starting off with number 41. He's not Superman anymore. He's Clark Kent dealing with Clark Kent things only. You see him, he's got his Superman t-shirt on and he's got short sleeves and no cape and a buzzed haircut. And I don't know. You also take a look at Batman. Due to some events in Endgame that I won't spoil for you, Jim Gordon has needed to take up the Batman mantle, and that's why you're seeing in the news and stuff the Batman suit is now more of a robotic suit with wings, and I'm sure some artillery built into it. I don't know, maybe I'll just have to read to find out, but Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo talked a little bit about how they're bringing back a classic Batman feel with, referring to like Batman the Animated Series and stuff like that. I'm hoping and assuming that they're talking about the fact that they're kind of getting back into how much of a detective he was in the cartoons. But as far as like a classic look, clearly that's not the case. No, I was just, again, not agreeing with me. It's kind of like, I don't know, bad food. It's not, it's getting me, giving me a little bit of a stomach ache. I've read a really interesting article about how we as human beings and involving ourselves in stories make a mental map of characters and storylines, and we lock that image in our minds, and when that gets changed, we immediately react poorly, which is why you see people get so upset, like in fandoms, like they get upset when these big changes are made in DC. We make this image in our heads, and then when it gets changed, we freak out. And I guess that's what's happening to me right now, because I not feeling it. God, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, aside from the fact that I don't have a lot of money right now, so buying several issues of comic books is not doable or possible or fathomable, so I would have to handpick what I want to read, and for somebody who's doing like a comics channel, it's not very conducive. I'd rather just do like a whole storyline kind of a thing. I'm having a burnout. I'm having a DC Marvel burnout too. Marvel's not excluded from this. the whole Secret Wars thing is becoming very convoluted in my mind, and I'm not sure what to do about it. A Burnout is, I guess, kind of normal. A lot of people did it with the New 52 as well. There's a lot of guys who are a little bit older than me who've been reading comic books who, when the New 52 happened, they were done. They set it all aside, and they might have picked up some independent comic books or reread some older ones, but they weren't happy. I think that's where I'm at now. But here's the deal: is it's supposed to be, every time they do a reboot like this, which they've done several times, it's supposed to be to gather a new readership. You know, if you think about the fact that they've done this pretty much every 5, maybe 10 years, they've had some kind of event: Final Crisis, Flashpoint, New 52, now Convergence, you know, 0 Year, everything. Every time they do this, they're gathering a new readership because they can start over at #1 kind of a feeling. And that's cool and all, but you keep creating these different timelines and storylines and things like that, and you have to weigh the risk of, yeah, you're getting a new readership, but you're losing a lot of older ones. And I think that's where I'm at right now. The guy at Overground Comics that I was talking to in Dallas made a really cool point. People like storylines that continue, and there's consequences for actions. You know, if Clark Kent or Superman dies, Superman's dead. That's it. There's no bringing him back. And I guess maybe personally I'm at a point in my life and my enjoyment of stories that's what I want right now. It's what I'm working on, it's what I'm writing, so it only feels right to, you know, immerse myself in that type of story. So I guess what I'm honestly saying is I am officially putting a hiatus on DC and Marvel. You guys will still see me doing, you know, my kind of my reader's corner thing where I'm showing you guys what I'm reading right now. And I might collect some older stories. I love finding weird stuff like the Black Case book. I found a whole volume of like that thick of Strange Adventures from when like Gardner Fox was doing stuff like that. If you guys are reading DC books and you want me to talk about something, and you feel like I'm missing out on something and I'm a freaking idiot for just not trying, then let me know. Holler at me. Because I'm also very used to being wrong too, so I will be checking out some really cool independent comics. I love what's coming out of Image right now. Why do I love what's coming out of Image right now? Because there are so many different single storylines with no tie-ins and no anything like that, that there's so many different types of stories for you to enjoy. Not to mention you can get the graphic novels at a really decent price. So you can go in and buy different volume 1s for really cheap, and you can enjoy these new types of stories and new content that you've never read before, and Image is really taking off with that. And they're also digital. If you guys go on Comixology, Dark Horse, oh, that's some big news. You might see something come out of this. Dark Horse has just promoted a huge chunk of their employees into a new editorial staff. So, new regime for Dark Horse. That'll be pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, think about, like, you look back at 2014. Some of the cool stuff that came out was like these single storylines. The best comic books of the year. Lumberjanes was going on. That was really cool. And that was through Boom Studios. You got through Vertigo, which is DC's mature line, but also their, you know, not superhero line. You had The Wake that Scott Snyder was working on. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and seriously, let me know what you think on this issue. For any of you comic book readers out there, or anybody just watching, if you don't read comic books or you're interested in getting into comic books, let me know what your I guess worries, concerns are, and I can point you in the right direction. I can either get you started reading on old stories, or I can recommend, you know, yeah, maybe this is a good time for you to pick up comics because we're starting at #1. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jonesy, and I will see you guys later. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I haven't done it. I haven't done a video in a little while, so I'm a little out of practice. I'm sitting half the time. I've been sitting here just. What do I say? I don't know what to say. I don't know my name. Hello, hello. Is my name Jonesy? I don't know.